Yes, this is Tactical Radio on Tactic United, and Man United win 1-0 against Aston Villa. Aston Villa outplayed us completely. Completely outplayed us. Most of the game. Most of the game was just basically us trying to survive a defense. Us trying to defend, really. We played on a counter attack at home, which is embarrassing. And yeah, it was quite a. It was an average performance. Yeah, that's just my son just doing mad things. That was an average performance for Man United, but Tommy got a good headed goal. But I think obviously the midfield got overrun. And I think our midfield is probably top. It's probably up there with the third worst midfield, top three in the worst midfield in the Premier League. Bruno Fernandes empties the midfield. People think Bruno Fernandes is good. I've said Bruno Fernandes is rubbish from the beginning because he empties the midfield and he doesn't play as a midfielder. So therefore, we always get overrun because Bruno Fernandes doesn't help the midfield. Cavani is inadequate as a striker. For me personally, like the guy's 35 and we're relying on Cavani. We think Cavani's that type of guy. Like, I think we need to be realistic about Cavani and stop pretending that he's Cavani from 5 years ago, because he's not. He's an old aging, not finished, but he's an aging striker that doesn't really, doesn't really require. He's not really required at Man United. Let's be honest. Does he score? No. Does he play well? No. Does he do anything good? No. He should have left when he said he wanted to leave. But we're begging this guy to stay like he's prime Messi. It's ridiculous. We could play Greenwood up front. We could do many different things, but we don't want to. We want to stick with this stuff. I mean, why don't we want to play Van de Beek? Why don't we want to change something and do something different from what the old guard did? We're basically playing the same thing that we did under Ollie, and we expect change. How can we expect change when it's the same? It's like it's actual total madness. And for me, I don't rate Ralf Rangnick. I've given him a month, 6 weeks, however long he's been. I've clocked his pattern. He's weak. He's another weak manager who relies on. I saw his coach, that American guy from the Bronx, shouting at him. Like you got like some guy from the Bronx, some any alley rat shouting at him, telling him what to do, and Ralph looked shook and like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. Like, it's just weak. He's weak. Fletcher was telling him something and then he was doing what Fletcher told him to. He's a weak man. I'm sick of weak men. I don't want to be around weak men. I don't like him. He can't make decisions. He hasn't been a coach. He's coached 2 years out of 10. How have we even picked him up when he's only coached 2 years out of 10? And we expect him to do anything at Manchester United. No wonder he's begging for coaches. He has no coaches set up because he doesn't coach. He doesn't manage clubs. So therefore, his coaches don't stay around with him because he isn't a serial manager, a regular manager. He just comes in and out and gives the clubs a bit of help. And he has not managed in the Premier League. He's not managed a big club like Man United. He hasn't won any real trophies. He doesn't understand the winning mentality, and his levels are Leipzig. So this is what we need to understand. Like, I know his levels are better than Oli, but they're still not the levels that we need and require for a big club as we are. So why are Man United fans expecting anything different from this Ralf Rangnick when you really look at what he really is about? He's really about not really doing a lot. He's really about just his system is he's already scrapped it because it's whack. Yeah, his whack system is scrapped. He's playing these wingers and he's playing Rashford and Greenwood, Cavani, Bruno. Like me, I would change it. I would completely change it up. I would play Greenwood on the right, Sancho as the attacking midfielder, because I think Sancho could link the play better than any of them. I will play Martial on the left and I'll play Ronaldo up front. And I would play McTominay and I'll play Fred and Van der Beek. And I would actually try McTominay as a number 10 because I don't think he can play in the midfield. I don't think he can play as a striker. I don't think he can play as a holding midfielder. I think he's best when he's trying to score. I think he would do the Bruno well better than Bruno. Honestly, I know Bruno does these little touches and flicks that is not bad, but I don't think it's great. I don't think McTominay and Bruno are that dissimilar. I think I don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have McTominay in my team regardless, but I would never play. If I was going to use him, I would use him as a bench player, as a number 10 to replace Bruno or someone else when they're playing shit, to give them a different type of option. Do you know what I mean? Not starting, but an option off the bench. That's what I would use McTominay as, because he can score goals and he's proven that he can score goals. He's a very accomplished finisher, and he can read the game in the box quite well. So and he's aggressive in the box. This is his thing, and we got outmaneuvered by Aston Villa. They should have scored. A better team is still going to come to Old Trafford and dominate us and outplay us very easily, because we're rubbish. Because we don't play the correct players. We need to play players who are all just similar in the style that they play. The reason why we're not playing well, because we have players playing with different styles. We have Rashford, who is a kick and run baller who relies on pace and space. We have Bruno Fernandes, again, who relies on space to be played the ball in. So he needs players like Rashford to run him behind. He needs, he shoots a lot. He's a risk taker. He doesn't really keep possession. Not about that. He's more about trying to score and trying to assist instantly. We have McTominay, who's not really a ball playing midfielder. We have Fred, who's just a press merchant, but sometimes he gets caught slipping and he can't really progress the ball forward in terms of possession and stuff. But he had a good assist. It was a good cross. We need to play players who are all on the same wavelength. We need to play players who do the same thing, who are on the same vibe, who are on this possession technical vibe, because we got more technical players than all these kick and run players, and this kick and run football doesn't work. So we need to use the same players who are similar or have the same style. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to focus on. That's what we're going to do if we're going to get anywhere in this club. People are complaining about, the players aren't good enough, this, that, and the other. We just don't play with similar players in one team. We play with, and even Cavani. Cavani is not, how can you play Bruno Fernandes with Cavani? It's never going to work. They're never going to link up, because Bruno Fernandes needs space, and Cavani has not got no pace, so he's going to come short all the time. Do you know what I mean? Plus, Cavani doesn't even want to be there. I don't even know what we're doing begging guys like Cavani. It's just, it's a mess. I think Varane was very good. I think Delors was very good defensively. I think Delors has kicked Wan-Bissaka out of the team now. I just think we just need to get the balance right, and I think Rangnick hasn't got the balance right, because I don't think he's capable. I don't think he's capable of seeing it, because he is a kick and run merchant. When you look at his teams are all about gaining the ball high up the pitch and just winning it high. He's not about control. He talks about control, but his players don't. The teams that he's managed and the way he's played is not about control. So, this for me is just not correct. I'm Tactical Red. This is Tactic United. Everyone have a great day.